Good evening, Randomizer fans, and welcome to Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament. My name is Lorfenborf, and joining me in the booth today is Shadow Mr. T. How's it going, man?
I'm doing fine, Fizzle. How are you doing this evening?
I am here, and I am excited. We have a real gosh dang slobber knocker of a race tonight. We have Crab Cakes versus Ganon's Gone Wild, Game 1 of the of the round of 8. And we've got a bit of a spice in the draft. We've got Double Thief Red White. How do you feel about this party?
Well, I feel better if the Red Mage definitely didn't have its malice that it has.
Yeah, about them blursings today. We got Thieves get 20 Vitality and Fighter Strength growth at the cost of 10 Starting Strength. Red Mages get 10 MDef and 7 Luck at the cost of 4 Max MP charges. White Mages get 80 starting health, Thief Luck growth at the cost of no bracelets. No bracelets on the White Mage and no magic on the Red Mage it hurts. It hurts the soul.
That it does. It should be interesting, considering what's making here. Actually, I don't remember what I was going to say. Dang it.
It's fine. You'll have 90 minutes to figure it out. We're about to get started. We are 5 seconds from the gate dropping. And as I look at this party, I'm starting to think that we aren't going to see all the thieves very long. We're going to see probably an immediate Dan to 1 thief where possible. And we're off. What's in White Magic? We got White Lock, Life 2, and Cure 4. I mean, red learnable ruse, I guess. What do we got in black? We got nothing. Absolute bubkiss.
Oh boy. This is already a great start. Well, I got gold plus 1s for like 28.
Gold plus 1 bracelets. Not bad. In theory. But I can't put those where I want. Pro Ring plus 3s for under 10k. Like, I don't see us getting them soon, but I see us getting them in the future. Falchion minus 1s feels real bad.
I mean, that Cure 4 at least will be Red Wizard learnable.
Yep, eventually, someday.
Someday. I mean, I can't with that black magic. I can't see the charges really being needed for anything else.
So both runners, they see the early imp fight, they take the early imp fight. Red Mage's, Crab Cake's Red Mage is flailing with ice charges. I don't know if Ganon's picked up ice charges.
I don't think he did.
Simultaneous in resets. And Crab Cake's heading east. Ganon's also heading east, probably in search of black magic. Quick stop off at Matoya for cash first. Or not for Ganon's. Ganon's is just going to go for it. Dang the torpedoes. We're heading for Provoca. We've got our level 2 so we can cast whatever's there. Let's go nuts.
Do we have the money to buy level 2 is the question. Well, that dragon armor will probably sell for a penny.
Yep. So Crabcase gets free vendor armor, which is good. Ganon's can probably afford 1 spell, but then might have to make a trip back to the store after we take down pirates. What do we got out of level 2 white? We got harm 4 and heal 2, I guess. And that's all we care about. Let's farm the pirates for money.
Yeah, at least we gained that low on that imp fight.
And Crab Cake's gonna vendor the dragon armor first, so we don't have to take 2 trips to the other side. We got wood plus 3 armor, chain plus 1 armor. Not bad.
Yeah, and a canoe from the pirates.
Canoe from the pirates is always a fun subject. Do you do you go to Crescent Lake because you know that there's an incentive item there, you know it's safe, or do you start eyeing Ice and Volcano with visions of grandeur?
Well, considering we haven't seen level 2 black yet.
Yeah, no, I agree. We should see at least level 2 black magic first. What do we got? We got Lightning 3 and we got Zap. Ugh. Oh, I think you can manage an ice dive out of that. With Thief luck, or with the +7 luck, you basically have 3 speedy runners in your party. You might have to keep the Thief alive longer than you wanted, but there's a okay chance you can sprint your way through Ice Cave. Ah, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know. But what if we run anything unrunnable? We're gonna have so few charges of that lit 3, it could be a problem.
Question chat, pirates take harm damage, or was the spell tweaked some? The spell was tweaked. We have a new flag called White Mage Harm, where essentially whenever the White Mage casts the harm spell, it deals damage to everything. The downside is that because it's hitting not undead things, it's never going to really find its increased damage roll. So it's just going to do like the base damage. Like for example, that harm 4 I believe is set. It's only ever going to muster 70 to 140 damage versus not undead things. Which I mean that's basically like an ice 2 that rolls kind of up a little bit, but it's not going to break any records. But it will be a good, reliable, non-elemental, just damage fire hose.
Yeah, it gives the white mage actually something to do until we find Fade.
So Ganon's first to TOF finds nothing we care about in the bottom box. What do we got in the top box? We got 2,600 gold and 10k gold. And Crab Cakes resets out of the gold. She doesn't want it.
That's interesting, considering that gold right there is like what, 1 pro ring?
2 with the change we probably have left over from the dragon armor.
Oh yeah, probably.
But the effort to carry out just ain't worth it. Our prize is Urban TNT. Well, we're headed west anyway, so seems good. Ganon sells his dragon armor and silver hat. Picks up a pro ring, slaps it on the white mage. I don't know that I saw Crab Cakes pick one up.
I don't think she did. I'm also kind of surprised that Ganon only picked up 1 of them. I guess we're saving a lot of money for supplies.
It's a head. I think it's a hedge against finding vendor item in Elfland. What do we got over here? We got an Opal -1 bracelet and some cash. Hooray!
Hooray!
Alright, TNT turns into Rod. Vital but not helpful.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, buying houses. Yeah, and those are gonna be kind of crucial for the mines for max MP. We run anything trash on the overworld, we're gonna need to get MP back.
Already some issues with unrunnables on the overworld. But it looked like Crab Cakes. Gonna hold on to the herb for now. We're gonna check Marsh real quick before we head over. It's a good routing play. That way we're doing everything in one kind of C-shaped run formation rather than just like you go to Elfland and then you backtrack and then you double back going forward.
Yeah, I agree with this. Yeah, like unless, of course, I'm like really lacking some sort of sweeper to do okay in Marsh, I usually will just go to Marsh before hitting Crescent.
We've got Lightning 3 and Harm 4. We don't have terribly many charges of them, but unless everything in here rolled unrunnable, it's like a 90% play.
Speaking of unrunnable, gargoyles.
It's fine. We got Lightning 3. We're good to go. Oop, I missed the first box, but the second box was a house.
It was like 7,800 nearly gold.
Okay. More
Yeah,
cash,
some
good
money.
cash. Zombie D's ordinarily not bad, but I believe Crabcakes is planning to hang on to hang on to spell charges for unrunnables we hit on the way out. Chime is an interesting pickup.
Getting closer and closer to the sky.
A big shout out to Final Fantasy Randomizer for raiding us with the party of 32. Welcome, y'all. We're only 10 minutes in, and at this point, I would have to say that Crabcakes is basically 20 to 30 seconds ahead. So we'll find out if that thief is staying down by the time Crabcakes gets to Elfland. Meanwhile, Ganon still has all 4 party members up, still having issues with unrunnables. Oh hey, Gargoyles had Frost. We've got the health to survive one of them, but I don't know how many more we can face tank before we hit Problem Town.
Yeah, let's hope to not run into any more of those. Alright, what's the Elf Prince gonna give us? Adamant. And we're going back.
Oh, that... Do we abandon the adamant and go forward, or do we double back? Or, well, I feel like we've seen enough unrunnables on the overworld that dropping a save in Elfland and just running for it might not be the best thing. Also, Ganon's continuing to have problems in Marsh because apparently Bones had poison and he is leaving the chime behind. Is decided, nope, I'll come back when I have a ribbon or something.
That's understandable. You at least know what's there and know that as of right now it's not important. It's just gonna feel bad having to go back and dig it back out.
Alright, let's check some magic. Level 3, we got Fire 2 and Fast. Level 4, we got Nuke. Level 3, we got White Locked Fade. Walls available. Armor Shop. Sucks. And level 4 White, we got Red Learnable Heal 3. We'll take it. Crabcakes is running for it. Using saving items to make sure we don't have any problems with unrunnables along the way. Doesn't want to risk that this lemon brick is going to be something we want. Like a ship, for example.
Well, we got a boat, but we got no canal, so...
Hooray!
The boat's kind of, just gonna be sitting out a river, probably.
We can do really fast donuts. Crab Cake's headed back to Canaria, probably in search of pro rings before we do anything dangerous. There's one. We made it to 1.
And Gan's heading off to somewhere east in the river. Probably stop by Crescent before going anywhere.
Yeah, you get the free item out of Crescent first, and then that's where decisions get fun. Now, we really don't have much in the way of offensive power. Certainly not enough to fully take on a volcano. And like we could do an ice if things go our way. If these sages end up being canal, do you take the money and run, or do you try to press your luck with like an armory dive or an ice dive or something?
I would probably at least dive armory before dipping out of the continent.
It's a good call. There's a lot of boxes there.
Yeah, a lot of boxes, potential for gear, money. Speaking of canal from the sages.
Well, there's the canal, so now we're going to see the decision. I think if I felt behind, I would just run for it. I would just pack my bags, get in the truck, and head straight for ordeals. Because that's always where the floater is.
Either it's somewhere in the sky, or it's vanilla spot. But it looks like we have Pedes off the hard reset outside of Crescent Lake.
Not a bad grind if we can take them out in a timely manner. That'll get us safely up to around 10 in a hurry. And Crab Cake's headed north.
To Volcano, by the looks of it.
Seems like a lot of people are a big fan of that armory dive.
Again, hoping to find more than just 2 Pedes. Hey, a katana. Nice too, because of course it is.
Yep.
We have thieves, it's gonna roll down.
Yep. Them's the rules. We don't make them, we just work here. Very evasive giants, having kind of a problem hitting them.
Yeah. Now, how high do you take the Pedes to, if you're this party? Oh boy. Let's drop that conversation, because we just found a loose floater. What? I swear, why does Volcano always seem to have the loose? Never anywhere else.
It's got a lot of boxes there. It is statistically the most likely, but not by much. It doesn't beat C by that much. Well, decision making, like I just displayed, is why I'm in the booth for the round of 8. We're gonna take our floater and we're gonna get in the air at sub 20 minutes. This Ganon's gonna do the same thing. Well, we turn north. Alright, Ganon is on the way to Volcano. Let's see if he grabs those 2 boxes. We got a free pro ring. We got a hold hammer if we're feeling adventurous. We got iguanas with crack to bring us back down to reality.
And
Second.
Both katanas and Volcano, okay.
All right then.
And Flame plus 3 armor. That'll be nice for when we promote.
Lots of decent gear. I expect we're going to carry that out. The real question is, are we feeling froggy enough to take the back half of Volcano?
That is a good question. What are we looking at for a weapon for that and stuff?
Well, we don't really need a weapon because we have a hold hammer. We can just hold it, just spam hold until the end of time, and then just like get there with our bad falchion. But Crab Cakes is like, nah, I have the whole world as my oyster. I don't need to muck around with hold hammer strats. I'll come back when I can equip the sad katanas. Now I can't help but notice that our tracker has not lit up the floater for Ganon's. Did he not check those top 2 boxes? Or is he headed there now? Or he's headed there now.
Yeah, he's headed there now.
Okay, he's gonna get floater as well. Okay. So crab cake's first in the air. We'll call it at the 18-minute 47-second mark. Gonna do the standard fetch clearing pattern. We're gonna hit Sarda, see what's going on. We're gonna do any fetches we happen to open. We're gonna promote immediately.
Yeah, I think we're gonna fly. Was it straight south from here, and we're basically at Cardia?
Faster to go north, and then we'll have to turn east.
Yeah, it's slightly faster to go up north, isn't it?
Gonna stop and check out level 5 magic real quick while we're here. What do we got out of white? We got exit. And invis, I guess. What we got out of black? We got Quad X. Alright, back in the fun boat, headed north. Probably going to clear Cardia while we are up here. Yep. Ganon's not terribly far behind. The lead is probably ballooned out to 1 to 2 minutes. We're probably closer to 2 to 3 minutes at this point, but that's not a heck of a lot.
Well, looks like Gan's gonna make a stop off at Ice Cave before, going to Sarda and all that.
That is bold. Generally, when you feel like you're behind, there's a tendency to make kind of a Hail Mary play, and this feels like that. This feels like I can't do Marsh at the moment. I'm not properly equipped to do that. Let's head to Ice. Let's go all the way through Ice, see if we can find something required or something desired. Options are limited because it's not going to be the floater, but it could be something fun. Crabcake's resets out of a rune +3 sword because we've got our ninjas, which can equip real swords.
Yep.
I mean, not those katanas, but theoretical real swords.
More like Amaza. Well, I guess they could already equip the Amaza.
Like a sun sword or an ice sword.
Already
Alright,
not
nothing-
having anything. And sorcerers with glance.
This feels like uh-oh for Ganon's. As Crabcakes lands in Earth, gonna just blitz through this real quick. And I can't help but notice that both thieves are upright, probably due to the fact that we have both terrible katanas.
Apparently the sorcerers also had Brack. Just hold the stone.
Ooh, Brack and Glance. Eesh. Chat arguing with me. A terrible katana is still better than a neutral Vorpal. I feel like a katana -2 is basically a Vorpal. Like it's a Vorpal in disguise.
I'm trying to think. Because I know it takes, if I remember correctly, a Vorpal to +5 to be more damage than the katana.
Mhm.
But obviously, we're just looking for crit, then the Vorpal will be better than these katanas.
Mhm. Also, in the Frost Dragon room in Ice, Ganon's picked up a ribbon +4. That is going to make this dive a whole lot easier.
Yeah, man, we'll probably also allow him to, go back to the Marsh Cave and fish out the chime.
Mm-hmm. Sixth chest room, what do we got? We got a Maza.
Maza +2. Hello. That's actually a good thing. Huh. When does Maza ever roll up?
Ganon's might be losing on the exploration front, but he has a super huge advantage on the gear front.
Yep. Ribbon, Maza. That's about it, but yeah.
Avoiding the trapped box in the sixth chest room because we don't want to risk it. We've already wiped once in here. We don't want to do that again.
Yeah, and to be fair, we found there's not much more we really could need to find, in at least for gear, really.
There's always more ribbons.
True. There is. Where are we gonna find out, Ice? The cube.
That's necessary. And with that chime, I think the question becomes, do we go whole hog on this path and just gun it for Sky?
Well, again, first needs go back to Marsh and get the chime, but
Sure, but with the ribbon, that makes that a whole lot easier.
yeah. And I mean, well, Sky is incentivized.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably
As they
something we
say.
need there.
As they say, Sky, 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 Sky.
Yep, and Sky provides.
Meanwhile, Crabcake's hauling the ruse stick out of Earth. Ganon's picks up tail. Crabcake's maneuvering to the speed bump. Two awful katanas versus the not boss. Let's go! Incoming melee for 9 whole damage. Behold the mighty Lich. Lit 3 goes out for 224. Bad sword for 116. Bad sword for 110. Lich still there, but not for much longer. 3 hits 129. Fade, this is probably going to do it. 94 damage. Lich is not a real boss, don't at me.
Yeah, no, when is Lich ever a boss?
Never.
Never.
Except in the Lich's Revenge flag set, and only because that is a war mech dressed up as a Lich.
Hate saying when the scaling's to 400 plus.
That's still only 1600 health, and it's only going to melee you for like, I don't know, 80.
Yeah.
There's way scarier things in a 400 flag set.
Yeah. I mean, we had cake at like level 3 as well.
Mm-hmm. So Ganon's doing the Earth Dive while he's in the area. Crabcake's picking up spells, I think, for the ninja. I believe we had level 1 Saber on the table, which is, I think, what we picked up. Are we going to grab some prayer rings? We sure are. Let's go. Question in chat. What are the boons and banes of the seed? We got, so our thieves today are rocking plus 20 vitality and fighter strength growth at the cost of 10 starting strength. The red mage gets 10 MDef and 7 luck at the cost of 4 max MP. The white mage gets 80 health and thief luck growth, but they can never put on bracelets. So, two kind of crushing malices for those classes in question for red mage and white mage, but I don't know, thief looks pretty good. I don't believe we've seen the vendor item yet, and with the caravan check, I think that puts us in either Onrak or Gaia for where we can pick it up, but we're headed for Waterfall, and we're headed for Waterfall without Oxyale.
Oh boy. That's where we're gonna hope Oxyale is in Waterfall. Or at least that's what CC's hoping for.
I think from her perspective, it's a case of, like, this is the least bad play, right? Because, like, nobody wants to do Ice Cave unless you're insane. From the airship, it takes forever to walk to Ordeals and back. And if we're lucky, we could have gotten both the vendor item and the incentive at a waterfall. We haven't checked on Rack's shop yet, I don't think, so that might still be on the table. But at the very least, we're just going to get something out of waterfall and then exit.
Nightmare's putting us to sleep.
That seems on brand. Nightmare's going with the old Freddy Krueger strats.
Lich had Blaze. And there's two.
Lich is a dumb face and it just fell over.
Yep.
Worth noting that Ganons is leaving a thief on the ground. I think he's pivoting into just, I don't want two terrible swords, I want one good sword.
Ian's just doing cleanup with buying some spells and nothing much. Oh, loose Oxyale. Hello.
There's our second loose. Oh,
and a
ribbon. Oh man.
And the useless ruby.
Yeah. Technically, the incentive was a dud, but we got two very important things in there. Also, earlier question in chat. So the white mages can't wear bracelets, but the shirt's still on the table, right? Yeah, if we can haul the white shirt out of somewhere, yep. That will be the second best armor, or sorry, the best armor they can wear in the game, because they can't wear Opal Bracelet. And we get Crystal out of Onrak Vendor, so 3 whole key items out of this Waterfall with no Oxyale gamble. Let's head for C.
Now let's head for C and go take ourselves down a squid.
So at this point, I don't know that Crab Cakes is going to open another box. She's got 2 functional endgame weapons. She's got Ribbon. She's got armor in air quotes. I think we just go for it. Maybe take some fights along the way for experience, but just gun it.
Yeah, probably. Because what really the only thing we could want is more ribbons, and that's about it.
Pretty much. Meanwhile, Ganon's returned to Marsh. Managed to get the chime, exited out. Gonna head to promote. And then we're gonna see what's gonna happen from there, but I suspect with these items, we're gonna see a skydive. armor rearranging. It's like we are gonna keep that thief upright. Maybe. Well, we handed it a katana and then told it, no, your nap time's still going. Stay down. Ooh, Ganon's going for ordeals first.
I mean, we're still missing the loot and the key, so still got things to find.
The Crab Cake's still opening boxes. Gets an X-Cal for the trouble, but unfortunately that's not on the list of things we really can do anything with today. Cuddle this katana, sleeping ninja. At the very least, he'll be attuned to it when he wakes up. I'm pretty sure that's how attunement works. I don't know, it's been a while since I played 5e. So Ganon having a little bit of trouble with the pillar maze, and Crab Cake's running into every encounter on the table on the Kraken floor.
Yeah, this pillar maze is just something. And I think...
Unrunnable lobsters is always a hassle, and it's one of those cases where, like, if you kill all but 2 of them, and you're already real limited on magic, you don't want to spend magic casts you might need for the next time you hit an unrunnable fight. But here we are, is Kraken time. We're going with some Nuke, some Ruse, some double Ruse. Ruse going off on the White Mage. Nuke goes out for 118. Ruse going up on the top line fighter, gonna act as dodge tank. Fire 2 ain't gonna do much. 3 hits 49 ain't gonna do much. Gonna continue the defensive buffs. 3 hits 88, not doing much. Sleep 2, sleepy time, 2 hits 50. We have done very little damage to this Kraken so far. Luckily, the Kraken hasn't done much to us either.
Yeah, right, just a fire tune, that's about it.
Let's just fade for 81, nuke for 197, terrible sword swing, 2 hits 4 damage. I think we might be trying to just get there on magic at this point, because the weapon sure as crap ain't doing anything.
Yeah.
Mighty crit for 47 damage. Kraken fasts, but he's loved his spell list so far, so I'm not sure it's going to matter. Nuke and Harm 4 getting in there for around 300 damage. 3 hits 3 damage out of a katana. Thanks, Ninja.
Yeah. And it seems like whenever fiends fast themselves, they never seem to swing afterwards.
Kraken continuing with the spell list with a not all that lethal Ice 2. Finally, a big swing for 146 takes down Kraken. We made it through, but I would have strong concerns about our DPS output for harder challenges.
Yeah, we're definitely not going to make it for Topher, just nukes and fades. Oh, there's a loot.
Hey, is needed.
And, yep.
This will turn into Matoya. What do we got? It's a slab. I hope you like fetch.
Let's think here. From what we've seen, there's what? Just the crown, the bottle, the key, and the power bond left.
Yep.
Fine.
And we've got basically two places left to look for things. We've got Sky and we've got Slab Turnip. Oh, and we've got Bottle Turnip. What else are we missing?
The kindly old king. His crown.
There's probably just a really long fetch leading to something, but basically what we're still looking for is the key and the bonk.
Yeah, that's our two end items, is key and bonk. And it looks like Crab Cakes is gonna go deal with carry.
Might as well at this point. You don't really need much, and you might pad your levels just a teensy bit. And you're in the neighborhood for an ice dive. Oh yeah, she doesn't have cube yet. That's why we're not doing anything adventurous. Okay. Question chat. Both loose found together? Not quite. We had loose floater in Volcano Armory that both runners found, and we've got loose oxyale in Waterfall that only Crab Cakes has found so far, but I suspect once this skydive doesn't give us what we want, Ganons is probably headed over to Waterfall.
Yeah, probably. Also, Crab Cake's checking a lot of boxes on this Agama floor.
I suspect we're in search of a second ribbon.
That's Quad X sword.
We might also be in search of like a temper or saber caster item.
Yeah, because I don't think we've seen Saber yet. Or not Saber, Temper. Eh.
Right, we're gonna avoid the incentive box. We're gonna heal 2 shirt out of Sky Greed. Is that the white shirt? Sure isn't. Boing, boing.
Wah, wah, wah. And it looks like we found the bottle in Sky.
So here we go for the carry fight. We got 3 nukes and a fade. A 1, a 2, a 3. 3 nukes. Does the fade get us over the top? No, not quite. Thank you, fade. 1 more nuke goes out. For 360, down goes carry.
Yeah, that part. And got some R hydras on the bridge. That's Crab Cake's third orb. What are we looking for? Oh, there's a Ms. 2.
I think, and I have not done the math on this in a while because I don't really use thieves, but I think between a Ruse Stick and an Invis 2 cast, you can get a Thief 2 evasion cap. I think. By the time it's Topher bound.
Here they are pretty much close too. Also, we have Thyro thing destroyed.
Crabcake's looking for a convenient grind spot. Doesn't seem to find it in the Lefane landing area. Meanwhile, Ganon's Bridge of Destiny
Still
taking a whole lot of fights.
Yeah, a lot of metal slimes. But seems of it.
And Tokutown gets us our bonk. Ganons makes it to Tia. Now that we don't have a fake boss to bully around, let's see how a real fight goes. Last level 3 cast on the white mage is going for wall rather than fade. We're putting everything on melee strats. Wall goes off. Incoming lightning 2. After the wall doesn't do much. Fast goes off. We don't really have any boosting spells. So we're going to switch to damaging spells while we still have them. Lightning 3 goes off for not great damage. 7 hits, 234 is okay. As long as we don't find any surprises, we should be good to go. We're going to chug just for safety. Incoming melee to the Light Mage does kind of a sizable amount. 6 hits, 303. Good, steady progress. Harm 4 for 160 is actually kind of high for that spell. We don't have Quad X charges, so the Red Mage is going to wait and see. 5 hits, 239. Harm comes out. 152. Down goes kind of a squishy Tia.
It's pretty squishy, and that's again second or. Also, I think at this point, since we have the bottle, and we know what slab turns into, so bottle's gonna turn into crown and then into the key. Also,
Yep.
difficult blue stake. Oh, we're
All please
resetting
rise,
it.
the run is blessed. Oh, all please sit back down, the run is cursed.
Rip. We had out bounce bound crab cake side earlier.
So Ganon's on the way to Waterfall. Gonna get the good news about that. Meanwhile, Crab Cake's having about the same difficulty that I think Ganon's had with the Pillar Maze. Whiz Mummies with Fire 3 are more an annoyance than anything else. I don't think we're gonna meet enough of them in here for it to matter. Our tracker, Mr. Ibis, pointing out that this Pillar Maze, every single correct choice is the one that takes the farthest number of steps to get to.
Guess why wouldn't it? So Crab Cake still hasn't gone to Ice Cave, has she?
She is not. And I think it's even money on whether she picks up the Maza that's in there. We might just be committed to Sad Katana. Ganon's gets ribbon number 2. And all the loose and the ruby.
Crab Cake's finding out the bad news of sorcerers, casting Brack and everything.
You don't really have the MDef to stand up to repeated Brack casts. It's gonna make things a little scary later on. Goyle Toil continues to be annoying. Gotta harm 4 of those guys down.
Did Ganon not go turn in the bottle?
Not that I am aware of.
Mm-mm.
Was probably searching for Slab before heading over to Gaia. I suspect we'll be headed to Gaia next, knowing that Bottle's got to turn into things that we want.
Yeah.
Crabcakes gets the bad news. Ice Cave is required. So we're 47, call it 48 minutes in. Who is ahead at this point?
That is a good question, because obviously Crab Cakes has the orb lead, but Crab Cake still needs to go through Sky. Shouldn't take that long, probably. But Gan's just, a ball turn and a crown turn in and killing carry away from having, all their stuff.
Mhm. So we're about to pick up third orb for Ganon's, but we still have to do Gaia to Melmond to Lefane to Astos to get our key. That's going to take 1,000,000 years. Crab Cakes is dealing with Ice Cave at the moment, and is almost certainly going to just blow past the Maza chest. I think due to the sword difference and the fact that Gans is going 3-man trying to get just a few more levels wherever possible, I gotta give very, very slight edge to Gans at this point. Never mind, because we're gonna get us a Maza box down here. So now I gotta go slight edge Crab Cakes.
We got a nuke for 114, fade for 103, Maza swing for 6 hits for 400 damage, Kraken putting the ninja to sleep. That's annoying. Kraken Y. And a 372 nuke takes Kraken out for Ganon.
Yeah, Ganon's boss kills so far have felt more efficient, but with Crab Cakes picking up the Maza, I think that's going to remove the advantage that he had.
I think the best thing Gan can do here is just go turn the ball, get the crown, and get moving.
Yeah, it's all about just doing these last couple checks. I don't know. I don't know that Crab Cakes is going to be continuing to dig for ribbons, because blew past the one in Ice Cave. And I don't know that we found a third one. I believe we have not. And
I don't think we have
I
either.
doubt she's going to open any more boxes than Ganon's did. Ganon's taking a pit stop at Volcano before we finish the stupid fetch quest that we all hate. Seems good. It's very good routing.
Yep. Actually, providing that we go check the crown the crown right after we need to carve the crystal.
Well, the alternative is bonking off the door, so I feel like we're going to do it.
But bonking off the door would just feel bad.
Yep, I can confirm it sure does.
Yup. What's worse, bonking off the door or the loot plate?
The door is worse because it's one of those things like, when you go to open your inventory and you go to look for the loot, you have, the sinking realization of just like, oh gosh, I didn't do it. When you don't have the key, you use the loot, you make progress, and then you are just suddenly prevented from moving forward, and it takes a second for the brain cells to just kind of collide with each other and tell you, hey doofus, you didn't pick up the key. It's that hamster wheel turning part that makes it all the worse.
Yeah. See, your Crab Cakes is about to get her bottle, and Gan's about to take out Carrie. Not even checking the greed chests on Crab Cake's end.
Nope.
To be fair, I don't
We
remember there being anything good in there, right? And again, it's going straight for the crown.
Yeah, we ain't got time for opening boxes. We gotta go. Crabcake's having an awful time with unrunnables on this 4th floor. The sentry, unrunnable sentries is just like, it's not what I would call dangerous, but if it gets too many actions, it's just a lot of like, okay, fine, I'll open my inventory, I'll chug some heal pots. It's just it's a time sink,
Yeah,
and that's not one we can afford right now.
yeah, because they can hit surprisingly hard.
Mm-hmm. Not hard enough to kill anything at this level, but hard enough that you don't want to take, you know, a ninja with, under 200 health into a fight in Sky.
Yeah. And it looks like with at about, let's probably say the by the time we get through, yeah, 54 or 45, Gan is in Topher. Oh, and then proceeds to exit immediately out. Let's try this again.
Sometimes you just run into an encounter that you just don't want to deal with on the 1st floor.
Yep. Unrunnable gas dragons.
Unrunnable gas dragons. That's a coin flip reset moment, I think, because like, yeah, we could use the experience, we could use the levels, but Gans decides, no, it's gonna take too long. It's gonna take too many resources. I'm just gonna reset out, try this again.
Yeah, they seem to be a tiny bit chunky as well.
Oh, Chaos being a meanie today, he definitely nailed the no running in the Topher sign on the entrance.
Apparently.
You got to respect the yard signage, right? Like, you can't just run when it says not to run.
Yeah. Yeah, the maintenance crew is just in. They just wash the floors. They're wet, so don't run or you're gonna slip.
Yeah, it's dangerous. We can't afford the liability. Oh, yet another unrunnable. That's like the 3rd one I've seen so far. We've got the unrunnable slime pack on 1st floor. We've got unrunnable Gasties on 3rd floor. We've got unrunnable Zombie D Whizvamp, which is on multiple floors in here.
This just this Topher's is full of unrunnables.
This is technically time for Crabcakes to catch up, but I have the sneaking suspicion that she's going to run into the same garbage.
Yeah, or very similar. There seems to be enough unrunnables that it doesn't matter when you come in, it's just gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's even worse on enemies like, metal slimes, because it's like, hitting them doesn't really do anything.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's the 1st floor. Well, the good news is we got ambushed by Frosties. That means we can run from them. Crabcake's burning a couple encounters, and then heading inside. Call that 5725.
Gan's down our floor. Hopefully we're done with all the unrunnable garbage.
And here we go, Lich 2. How's it going, buddy? We're gonna do all melee, harm 4, and we're gonna respect him with the nuke cast. 318's gonna do some damage. 3 hits, 3 isn't. 5 hits, 196. Down goes Lich. Did he get an action? I didn't even notice.
I don't know. If he did, I think he might just swung and miss.
Meanwhile, Crab Cake's having a much easier time with this gas D-pack between the melee and the Quad X sword.
Oh, at least the 9-pack of Adman was runnable.
Here comes Carry 2. We're gonna go with Double Swing Fade Nuke. Mazza Swing, 5 hits, 221. Incoming Fire 3 does a lot to the Bad Sword Thief. Crap Katana goes, 3 hits, 4 damage. Well done. Fade for 184. Is the nuke gonna put us over to the top? 143. Nope, we got a whole second round. Let's go. We're down to 2 nuke charges, and we decide to go with a late cast fast. 3 hits for 91 isn't going to do much. The Lightning 2 puts the Katana Ninja out of their misery. Fast goes off. Fade goes out. 318 takes down Carry 2.
That was yeah. It's a pretty good roll considering Carrie's magic defense. And we're on Kraken's floor. Let's see, where are we gonna find sea floor? Some waters. Some watering Naga.
Ganon's on Kraken floor. Crab Cake's about to enter Carry floor. This close.
We're definitely like bad RNG. Close.
Crab Cake's making it over. Speed Bump Mark 2 as Ganon's pulls up to the Kraken fight, spraying some heal 3 real quick. We're gonna jiggle the party around real quick. We're gonna put Sad Katana up front. Fast goes on the Mazzacaster. Gonna go with Fade strats. Fast goes off. Turn 1, action 1. Seems good. Fire 3 incoming. Deals a lot to the top 2, not much to the bottom 2. Fade goes out for 104. There's a Mazza swing. 7 hits, 449. This is gonna be over quick. 3 hits, 57. Hashtag you tried.
He did more that ninja did more damage to Kraken than to Lich. That's something.
One of our last valuable nukes went out for 200, but a Mazza swing for over 500. We are through to the Tia floor. Meanwhile, Crab Cakes versus Carry 2. Going with Fade and Nuke strats. Combine 300 out of those. What's our Mazza swing over here? 10 hits, 800 damage. Pancake.
Again, it's on Tia 2. What we got? Mazza swing for 4 hits for 242. That's decent damage. Fade for 260. Sad Katana, 2 hits, 2 damage. And fast. And Yamet swing at the Red Mage. But I don't think it's gonna do much. 3 hits, 93. 10 hits, 400, nearly 500. Fade, 141 terminated.
Crabcake's going with respecting Kraken 2. We're going with defensive buffs out of the gate. Ruses and Invis 2s and walls going off. An early fast hit the Mazzacaster. Here comes Ink. It's doing Ink things. Are we switching to offense? We sure are. Let's go. Here comes double nuke Fade swing. Fade goes out for 151. Mazza swing. 7 hits 530. That's good. Nuke goes out for 169. Incoming Fire 3. Kind of a lot to that Red Mage, but that's fine. We don't need it that much. Nuke goes out for 165. And a Cure 4 resets the fight. Meanwhile, Ganon's against Chaos.
I was gonna say, meanwhile, doing some decent damage already. And now
We're down to harm forecast, but we know the Cure 4 is out of the pool. Nuke going out for 183. Sad Katana, 3 hits 66. We're still going. Looks like we're down to Cure 4. We're just maintaining. We're just waiting and swinging.
Ooh,
Here comes Nuclear.
Uh-oh.
Takes
Everyone
the top
lives.
2. Takes the top 2 to under 100, but we don't need those people. It's fine. Double Cure strats going on. Cure 4 going off. Mazza swing. 7 hits 307. Our DPS is not great, but I feel like we've got the sustainability to get there. Safety Cure 4 goes off. That Thief is super healed. 6 hits 91. That's
Ooh.
awkward. Secondary meat shield goes down. We are down to the White Mage and the Ninja.
Cure 4.
Backup Cure 4 goes
Ooh.
off. Crit for 368. White Mage is not looking good. 8 hits for 143.
Oh,
Neither's
Cure
our
4.
damage.
And we're out Cure 4s in the White Mage. Uh-oh.
Time for Chug. Time for Chug.
Chug strats.
Throw heal pots at the Ninja's face. Doesn't do anything. Ink goes off. Doesn't do anything. Mazza swing. 5 hits 216. Doesn't seem to do much.
Ooh,
Tornado takes down the White Mage. It is 1v1.
Is
7
it-
hits for 242. Uh-oh. We're going to throw out some ruse just in case he gets a little froggy. Time for chugging. Incoming melee. Single hit for 89. More ruse, more ruse. Another punch misses. That second ruse gets us to evade cap. Strike swing. 7's 250 chaos still there.
But chaos is just swinging at this point. Oh, we're in a crit loop. And
we only needed the second thing. Ganon's Gone Wild takes game 1, finishing in first place with official race time GG time 1 hour 3 minutes 29 seconds. GG. Crab Cakes already on chaos, going with defensive strats out of the gate. We've got invises, we've got ruses, we've got walls. Continuing the defensive buffing, we've got fast. Test swing out of the garbage sword, 3 hits 103, seems okay. Melee to the white mage, does substantial damage. Here comes the nuclear. Takes the red mage down to under 100, takes out the white mage, 5 hits 115, saber going off. We're going to cure for that ninja. 8 hits 607. That's a lot faster damage. Garbage sword. 8 hits 147. Thanks, bro. Ink comes out. This is kind of a turn that we really needed. Incoming melee misses. Katana, what are you doing? 1 hit 1 damage. Thanks, dude. 5 hits 579. I don't think this chaos is going to be around for very long.
Probably not.
4 hits 202. The Mazza get there. 9 hits 843. Down goes chaos. Crabcakes finishing in second place with official race time GG time 1 hour 4 minutes and 50 seconds. GG. That's the difference of a whole minute and 11 seconds. 21 seconds.
Wow, how good these runs are, it was obvious it was going to be pretty close.
Mm-hmm. We're going to see if we can get some interviews going on.
Yep.
And we are joined in the booth by our first place finisher, Ganon's Gone Wild. GG, dude. How was that?
Thanks. Yeah, that chaos fight was like just extremely sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure the skill was nuclear, and I was like, okay, what do we do?
Apparently the answer to that was find a crit loop down in the bottom slot.
Easy.
Yep. I mean, the good news is Crabcake's trying to cure 4 on Kraken too.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the clear for that whole mess of not having that happen.
Yeah, Kraken 2 never got a second action, so just, get good turn order and good rolls. Easy.
So basically the only real difference, I think, between your run and Crabcake's run is that Crabcakes ended up doing slab turn in and getting the bonk, whereas I don't believe you did.
Yeah, I thought about it, but fast plus massa, like any kind of uprolled massa, is just usually good enough to at least do damage. Like, you'll get there eventually, and with like infinite cure 4 and ruse stick, I'm like, we just have to try, because we're against Crabcakes and I already wiped a couple times, so just gotta go for it.
I feel like that was something. I feel like that was an early gamble on your part. After the couple wipes in Marsh, that early ice dive, was that a oh crap, I need an advantage moment?
I mean, kind of. I was like, it was mostly just like tilt, and I'm like, all right, I'm right here, whatever. I'm just gonna do it. And then when I was in there, I was like, let's just check a couple chests. I know Crabcakes usually checks that 6 chests on the bottom there, and then I was like, oh, let's just check these other ones, see if we can get lucky. Got a ribbon out of it. I don't think it really, well, it didn't really help that much, but it was nice to have, I guess.
I don't really have too many questions, like outside of the early tilt that looked like a nice, solid, efficient run.
Yeah, thanks.
Going into game 2, any thoughts of correction? Any thoughts of adding spice?
Like, I told Crabcakes, like, I know that you don't like playing boring stuff, but That's like the only thing I'm decent at. So we agreed. I agreed to ban the black belt. I was like, I'll ban the black belt at least because I know that's like the most boringest of boring.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't think we're gonna see too much spice in this one, unfortunately.
Well, I disagree. I think we've seen plenty of spice already with you taking a game on crab cakes out of the gate.
Yeah, it does make things interesting.
Yeah, that does.
Yeah, I don't know.
Uh,
I didn't feel like a huge underdog going into this series, to be quite honest. It's more like if I can make a few skips and play a little aggressive, like maybe.
mhm,
If I did that power gauntlet, I probably would have lost. So
mhm. Yeah, it was only down to like a minute 20 seconds at the end. So yeah, going for the bonk probably would have ended up costing you.
yeah.
Shadow, do you have any questions?
No, not really. Considering everything you kind of asked initially, what I was also thinking about asking.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna scoot this along to final thoughts then. Ganon's final thoughts.
Oh, thanks for the restream and commentary and stuff. I know it's getting towards the end of the tournament and burnout is real, so I always appreciate it.
Hmm.
Um, and let's be real, this series is probably going 3 games. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, sounds good. uh, my partner in the booth, Shadow. Final thoughts.
Uh, well, GG's obviously the both runners. And yeah, you know, if you like what you see on the screen, you should probably hop over onto the Discord server at, or well, to the randomizer site where you can find the Discord link at FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. Considering the Duckling Boot Camp seeds are rolling on out, the good old new player initiative thing. That's right, I think.
Yeah, no, you got it.
Yeah. And what, we have a derby coming up just after the boot camp.
Hmm.
That'll be very close to after spring tournament. So, yep, if you're looking to get your feet wet into the randomizer, it's a great time to do so.
All right, I'm gonna give a very special shout out to the unsung heroes of this run. Hate the 13th on tracking and Hate the 13th on restream and Mr. Ibis on tracking. Without both of them, it would be difficult to do this and look and sound like we know what we're doing and know what we talk about. Um, Stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of Final Fantasy Spring Tournament still ahead. But until then, my name is Legumes for Billy, and we will see you all next time. Have a good night, everyone.